movement?
Something like that, and just like rubbing it in my face.
Yeah, that's everybody. Yeah, I mean, that's, to do some basic.
But I'm not doing it justice. It's just the way that they were saying it was, pretty abrasive.
Yeah, I mean, you can say it abrasive or you can say it nicely. I mean, I don't know you. I mean, I don't have to say it abrasively to you. I mean, it's just because it's true doesn't mean I have to say it abrasively.
It's just like your opinion that it's true, though. Everybody got to know it's not a fact. It's just like your opinion.
All right, I just remembered the irony that I pointed out about the way she was saying it to me was, if she wants me to respect that, the way that she was delivering,
you gotta suck her toes.
But the way she was saying it wouldn't make me want to respect it. You see?
Yeah, of course not. But I mean, you have to find your the inner person in you that knows that you should have respect for that would have to step up. You gotta find your inner cuck.
And also, and I know this, it's a bit of a gray area, but she herself did not cause the civil rights movement. It was her ancestors.
Right, but there's no such thing as inheritance, right?
And she might be fucking tethered, and she might be from the West Indies, and she had nothing to fucking do with it too.
Oh,
she might have came here to like the last generation or two, and she had nothing to do with it.
Okay, but if you believe in inheritance,
all the West Indies and all the tethers like they're going over here and be like, black man did everything.
So,
a certain black man did.
Okay, calm down.
JL's people sold Othello and Yas people.
All right. If you believe in inheritance, though, then why shouldn't your black ass be a slave? And shouldn't we inherit you as a people?
First of all, who's running his mouth? Who said that?
Okay. Just real quick though, I wanna say something.
Of course I can.
All right. Look.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking Jew.
Oh Jesus Christ! BB's here.
Look, I as a Korean, I have a slight grudge. Okay, I have a slight grudge against the Japanese because of the history. The Japanese had enslaved the Korean people for around 40 years, from like 1890 to 1930. But the subsequent generations of Japanese people, they didn't have anything to do with it. But yet I still have a bit of a gripe, right? So I can sort of relate in that way, in terms of how like the history has some
But Grim, you are actually way more intelligent than these people, because you recognize that none of the people today did this to you or people relatively close to you in the history. So they're making a supernormal claim of black tax reparations based on former crimes, not crimes that have happened during their lifetimes or their parents' lifetimes. They're making a supernormal claim and statement, and it's greedy, and it's traitorous, and it's a tax. It's nothing but tax. These people are taxologists, Grim. Don't let them confuse you with their bullshit race hustling. They're fucking taxologists. They want to tax you. They want to censor you. They want to make you feel guilty. They're nothing but taxologists. I rest my case. Hello?
Isn't it wild that Alistair graduated from the Citadel, was an officer in the military, and also was in the CIA?
Really? They let gay people in?
You were never in the CIA.
John was. I wasn't.
That wasn't technically my ex.
BB, you're a fucking retard. You're a drunk fucking British fucking
So what I'm
Iranian.
saying is like,
How do you troll just being yourself, BB?
yeah, well, that's what. So
Well,
what I'm
you-
saying
you
is like,
can't-
whether
you
you're
can't-
fucking
IRGC for life.
supremacist, you're American supremacist,
IRGC is the best.
black supremacist, which is about fucking time. It's like, when are we gonna find those? Or the fucking Jewish, but we had this for, or the Persian, it's fucking about.
Everything's about Persia.
Like, or Chinese. It's like, who gives a fuck about these fucking old, like, fucking cunts? Like, what are they called? Oh, Republic of China. No, we want the Chinese fucking
He's Korean.
supremacist.
He's Korean. He's not even Chinese. You're Asian's right.
Shut the fuck up.
Says Korean American or Korean reborn.
We want the youth of China. We
Who's
want the
he from?
youth of
Obviously,
Korea.
he's from
We
South
want the
fucking
youth
Southern California or Central.
We want the youth of America.
What city? Idiot.
San Diego or LA.
Yeah, but you know what, Graham, whenever you have already
No,
had this conversation,
Yeah, obviously San Diego or LA is free. He lives in California. He doesn't live in fucking Redding.
no, it's about fucking crime. It's about crime that is about the people, not about fucking money.
Southern California.
What? Koreans are in Southern
So
California.
I'm gonna be.
There's a they kicked me.
Hey, I got VA CEO.
Oh, okay.
Age 8 years of age today?
No, you know what, 8 means?
I'm not so much for stick on it. Happy birthday. I mean, I know it. I don't think that was it big on his birthday today?
Yes. It's a kid's birthday today.
He got 40, but not 20, 20.
get back to the topic then.
Followers. Graham loves your content.
Now I don't even know where I left off.
Let's get back to the topic. I didn't know black supremacy was a thing. Is it a thing? Let's get back on topic here, Othello. I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't know black supremacy was a thing until Clubhouse when I heard black racists. Then we have a black racist mayor here in Chicago named Brandon Johnson. But it turns out that blacks are the worst racists because they're the nastiest when they get racist. They are so despicable, so obnoxious, so ungrateful, so unpatriotic. They're nothing but traitors. And, you know, they turn on everybody, and they turn on themselves. They turn on their own families. They shoot their own communities up. They kill each other. They're horrible, awful people. Terrible. I just want to quote I'll check on that. Hello?
Yeah, that's what those people.
It should be black people because they were the most oppressed group. And she said some really even more extreme things. She said the only people who should be congressionally recognized as citizens of the United States are white and black people. And that all other races of Americans should not be in the same standing in terms of citizenry or citizenship.
Anybody want to unpack that?
Yeah, black people are terrible.
No, actually, it's just low IQ. It's racism, really, and it's stupidity. And you witnessed it, Grim. You heard it firsthand how ignorant it is. They are so hypocritical and so stupid. The people on this app, I'm not saying the black monolith that doesn't exist. I'm saying the stupid fucking left wokest, the black left woke on this app are dumb as fuck. Hello?
She even went so far as to say that all other races should be kicked out of the country and sent back to wherever they came from.
Well, if they're illegal,
No, I mean, she meant straight up all, anyone who's not white or black, basically.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. If they're illegal, Othello, come on, let's be honest. You'd be happy to have more left voters here in this country to support your cause, right? You don't care if they're illegal aliens.
Grim, I'm going to be honest. A lot of white people say the same thing. They even
And another thing, sorry, I'm just kind of saying as I recall, they were clearly saying that, they explicitly said that they think that the black race is the superior race. And they were under the impression that I was all about saying that Asians are superior. I wasn't. That's not what I'm about.
Well, they probably looked at your name and then they assumed.
Of course.
Yeah,
And my intent is not to take over the country, but they said that their intention was. That was another thing. They want to take over the country.
You find a lot of black people adopting these extremist ideas. A lot of them are actually turning right wing. A lot of them, foundational black Americans, are actually in alignment with white Americans, white right wingers. It's going.
In Othello's opinion. Remember, there's no data to back up what he's saying. It's just his opinion, everybody. Let's see some data on that, Othello. Let's see a link or something other than one man's opinion to claim that black people are becoming right-wing extremists, when it's actually just the exact opposite. They're all left-wing extremists. And when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, if you went to politically correct, you could hear all the left wokeists led by gay black men screaming, "Oh, thank God that Charlie Kirk is dead! Thank God that white boy racist is dead!" You should hear the gay black men on this app. You want to talk about sociopaths and psychopaths? All you got to do is listen to a gay black man on this app for 20 to 30 minutes, and you will realize they are psychotic, they are neurotic, and they're homicidal, and sometimes they're suicidal. But generally, they're just low IQ. I rest my case. Hello? And again, they're left-woke Democrats. They're not right-wing conservatives. They are left-wing, woke, racist, hypocritical, gay Democrats. That's what they are. Not what Othello says. Everything Othello says is a propaganda. Hello?
Wait, hold on. Let me let this join. You guys finish. Rich, let me ask you a question. Isn't SIG right-wing? Isn't people like Anthony and a lot of these people that are popping up with these right-wing ideologies popping up here and left and right? You have a lot of black people that voted for Trump, and a lot of black people are now siding with ICE because they feel like if you kick the immigrants out, then that'll open up housing, that'll open up jobs. Yeah, you do have black people embracing right-wing ideologies.
Yeah, you got one guy called Sig who leads a room with a bunch of white people and a bunch of Jews. One big black man. That's it, Othello. If Sig is your data or your evidence, again, it's just your stupid opinion. Get some fucking links in the chat. Hello?
They know I'm right.
No, they don't know you're right. They know I'm right and that you're just a fucking propagandist, misinformationist dumbass. You spread stupid information because you're stupid. You're fucking stupid. That's what you are. And this is your roast, stupid.
You're LARPing.
Okay, you're LARPing. You're LARPing as a white wizard from Lord of the Rings, you fucking idiot.
In Egypt, you don't even know who that is. You're just skimming the surface and going with like the mainstream fucking magician. Shut the fuck up.
Going with the mainstream magician. Oh, okay. Sig is your evidence that blacks are all turning towards Trump and are conservatives.
Anything about Aleister Crowley?
Oh, it's called poetry, you stupid fucking moron. I'm complete and I'm done talking to you, you fucking loser.
So how do you feel, Othello?
About what?
About the whole thing about America.
I think that when black foundational Americans and white Americans, when we unite, you'll see the golden age in the United States.
Really? Wait. So you're excluding all other races, only white and black?
No, I'm not excluding. You guys can be here. What I'm saying is like...
You guys can be here. I like that phrasing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, Grim. Like, black Americans, you remember how I told you they kind of look at, like, white Americans are kind of the last people they look at? Often, it's because they all white Americans and black Americans, at least a lot of them, largely they've been here for like 400 years. So they look at each other as countrymen, even though they're the different race. They look at you guys as all
like siblings who fight at times but still got each other's back because they got that long relationship.
But they look at Asians, who obviously
as like the adopted child.
that came much later, and so they don't look at. They basically have a nativist image wherever view of this country. So
Okay, I have to stop my workout. I gotta give you my little spiel below. Is that all right?
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think you guys are equal, but I'm just
But the way that you said that, though,
we have
the way you worded that,
we
though,
have
was.
long tumultuous history, white, black, right?
But the way you said you guys can be here.
Yeah.
No, but the way you said it gave me the impression that you already established the positioning that you're the default and I'm the one who's just, kind of the new kid on the block.
No, I'm just separating you into individual categories.
All right, if you didn't mean any, you didn't have any connotation to that sentence. All right, just the way you said that, Bill.
I'm
I don't know.
saying that blacks and whites have a long, tumultuous history with each other, and we gotta make that shit right. When we make this shit right, we don't have to
Oh, okay. I took you the wrong way. I thought you meant that only by having white and blacks cooperate and collaborate will the nation get better off. I thought that.
Yeah, we all gotta pay the black tax to make it right. They want the free money. They want to tax you and get that tax money with the black tax.
Hey, come on. That's that shrieking.
numbers is fucking this is the same guy you kicked out earlier.
All right, but yeah, come on. I'm using a.
He has a similar view. So most people, like including myself, think that like the 1965 Immigration Act was the worst thing to happen to our country. And I'm not being hyperbolic there. I literally believe it. I want the country to remain overwhelmingly white. That's a view that there quite a few of us have, but we, while acknowledging that, we may have a problem with blacks and their behaviors and their demands, but we don't look at them as non-Americans.
But we had this discussion before, right, Pepe? And it's up to your racial group, the white people, to maintain that majority by making sure that you guys have enough children with each and every next generation.
But see, Grim, that's how everybody else thinks. It's just in-group, out-group, and what you're seeing, this is what white people do not do. They don't do what you just said, because that's like dissolved. That's like thinking in the past. And nowadays, every white person is a fucking Democrat, and they're all liberal. So that type of perspective will never, ever occur, no matter how hard or how fascist or how crazy the situation gets with wars or famine or currency. White people in this country just don't act that way. They've completely dissolved into the network. It's only black people and Asian people that want to call themselves out and say, we want special identity politic privilege and we want to tax the white people. You know how fucking stupid that
I'll
is?
say this, there is like a double standard, right? Whereas I look at black and whites and Native Americans to be the primary, to be like, not quite white, so we're like the original Americans. A lot of whites, including myself, we do kind of contradict ourselves. Like, I would date an Asian or Hispanic woman, but I'm not a black woman. Like, I don't really, I would rather, we do kind of, a lot of us do kind of have, we do kind of have like an order, a rank order of what's included. We generally find more appealing, and most of us are going to find Hispanic people and Asian people much more tolerable than black people, despite us looking at blacks as our fellow countrymen. There you go.
How do you not date beautiful women? Is that why you were accusing me of being gay earlier? Because you're actually bisexual? If you don't think all women are beautiful and beauty is beauty, then again, I'll just say you're low IQ and stupid.
Nobody said you can't find a black woman attractive. Nobody said that.
Universe, you're bringing down the quality of the conversation, please.
When I was growing up, black parents, they don't let us be friends with their sons and stuff. We go to each other's houses and all of that stuff, but it's kind of no
age-old curse that we have with each other?
No, I didn't. No, well, no, I think it was something like you were saying. Black people have something that some position or quality that makes them special in a way.
Okay. Well, I was just talking about industry. You know, if blacks and whites came together, and we knew how much power that we have. You know, like in industry, in culture, in entertainment. You know what I mean? And like if you see Turning Point USA, right? They're going through a whole rebranding of white people, whereas they're like, okay, it's okay to be white, right? But they're struggling to galvanize the youth, and they're struggling to get to kind of like bring in that cool factor to get people really on board. You know what I mean? So
okay.
that
wasn't it.
Hold on. Let me just get this out because let me get one idea out. So if their whole shtick is to running like a it's okay to be white kind of revival, you know what I mean? I think that's limiting. Why don't you just unite on an American thing and get unite blacks and whites, since we control all these major industries and have this influence, all over the world, Why don't we just unite as Americans and unite under one banner and really get this shit popping and really have a golden age? I think people are limiting themselves when they only focused on their specific community.
Okay, but there was definitely something that you said that tipped me off that you were like very much pro-black. There was something that you said, but never mind. We have it on replay anyway. But I have a response to both you guys, Pepe and you. So America, I'm probably just saying things you already know, but as time went on, the Constitution and other key documents of the nation were reinterpreted to mean something different. They were reinterpreted to apply broadly to all people, and the Constitution was held up to a more idealistic standard of like moral values, human rights. It became it entered a more abstract realm or space, and pulled more away from being like an ethnic based sort of philosophy. So now you have people of all different races in America: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and so on, who have the same rights, right, as a citizen. So theoretically, any individual with enough ambition can achieve any sort of position in America. And so this is how the rules of the game have been established now. And what that has allowed is for anyone to vie for these positions, as long as they, are determined and, ingenious enough to maneuver, jockey, strategize into getting into these positions.
And Grim, that's very true, Grim. I like the way you phrase some of these things. But I think for me, from my perspective, I had to learn the game by myself. Nobody was teaching me the game, right? I had to go explore it. I had to go find it. I feel like in America, if you have somebody teaching you the game, that's actually going to lead to prosperity. You're lucky. And, Yas and I got into it earlier, but one thing we agree on is like being black is not a monolith. But just in general, there's some Asian people in America who would do really well, but they have poor guidance. The stuff that you're saying, you're clearly well informed, and that's either from your own doing or from your family's doing. But not all people have that. That's kind of like actually a little bit of a liberty, in my opinion.
And okay, thank you. The difference between a native-born American and an immigrant, one is in a state of peace while the other is in a warlike soldier mindset. You know, I don't want to be complacent and feel like I'm, you know, waddling in a peaceful vibe like such a hippo in the mud. You know, I am definitely thinking that every second that passes, it's war. It's wartime for me. And that's the kind of mindset that I have. Not that I'm like just against everybody around me or anything like that, but just the ferocity of wanting to be the most that I can be, you know, just the level of ambition and drive to just achieve as much as I can. I feel that it's different between an immigrant and a native born. And so, what can I say? I think that may be part of the reason why Americans with numerous generations having been in America have become somewhat complacent. And that has definitely weakened their competitiveness in this very competitive country. You know, when you got all different races in a single country, you're going to have a shit ton of cutthroat competition. But the silver lining is that with such intense competition, you'll have excellence. I can compare this with the Olympics. The Olympics is where you get the best of the best, the world-class athletes to compete against each other to see who's best, right? So it's kind of the same idea here.
Grim, in 1861 to 65, Grim, you gotta realize this country had a civil war.
I'm also here to dominate, Othello.
He's a dominator, Othello. But what you don't understand is,
More power to you, brother.
in 1861 to 1865, 1 million Americans killed themselves, and there were 1.5 million casualties in the Civil War. This country tore itself apart over slavery. And the reparations were paid then by the people that died, or any other benefits derived thereof. But to make claims that a black tax and reparations is the only way to solve this rift between white and black man in America is so stupid and so ignorant. It shows no spirituality. It shows no logic, no philosophical understanding, or legal or law comprehension whatsoever. It's purely political. It's Marxist and communist and socialist and stupid. And anybody here who makes that argument, if Othello thinks he's entitled to money, or he knows people that are entitled to money, I gotta say, you should all just read a fucking book, jerk off, smoke a drink, have a tequila, and realize you got what you got, and there's not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe. And the more you complain, the more you're just gonna get put into a complaint department. It's pointless. Hello?
I really want to tell you something, though.
Okay, I just want to, I just.
All right, go ahead.
Did anybody say anything about reparations like this whole time? Like, did I say?
Not yet. We haven't brought that up yet.
Okay, so universe is just kind of like making false claims and kind of like projecting. Seems like. Anyway.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
No, I'm playing 3D chess. I'm 3 moves ahead of you. And I live in Chicago, where our mayor is constantly reminding us that white people have to pay black people in the city reparations, a black tax, a reparations tax. So don't tell me that I'm projecting. I'm witnessing and observing your racist bullshit, your racist traitorship. It's all criminality, fraud, and taxation. Taxation is theft. I rest my case.
That's interesting. What he just
you're doing overgeneralizations. Okay, go ahead, Grim.
Well, what he just said might slightly counter what I was about to say, which is when a person, any person of any background, vies for a leadership position in American society, whether that's mayor, governor, or even president of the country, when they're campaigning to get people to follow them, they wouldn't use rhetoric like I am doing this for the Asian people or for the white people. That would be a quick way to not get to that position, right? The rhetoric is always they are doing their, if you elect me, if you vote for me, I will do what's best for all the people. And the point here is that there's a strategy to getting to that top leadership position. There's a sort of way that you maneuver into it. And there are ways that you convey certain messages. And, any race of person can do that, is my point. An Asian person can do that. A black person can do that. A Middle Eastern person can do that. And so that is how people, reach leadership positions, is they know how to play the game in a way. So if white people have been doing this, and the vast majority of high-level, powerful, and influential positions in American society are occupied by white Americans, they've been left mostly unchallenged in these positions that usually multiple people would be vying for. So I do think that a big part of why I'm even starting this Asian American empowerment movement, which I'm planning on making a YouTube channel for, and obviously here's my house for it. And it's
So where'd they go? Oh damn, they left. My bad.
So
Go ahead.
what I'm really trying to do is to eradicate racism against Asians. And I figured that in order to do so, I would have to accomplish two big things, which wouldn't happen in my lifetime, but still, I would try to contribute all that I can to make my small dent in the matter. One is population, and I haven't figured out how to do it, but we definitely need more population of Asians in America. Secondly, it's like what I just said, the more occupation of powerful positions in the country. And I feel like with these two things and other things too, it can change the image of how people see Asians, particularly Asian Americans. See, and I'll give you one example of what I mean. Still to this day, not many other things too. The majority of Americans are still not used to seeing an Asian person speaking with a more or less perfect English accent, and that's just because there aren't that many of us in the first place. And okay, sure. I said that. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
And being the other.
Grim, you're way off.
We get mocked. People say ching chong and pull the sides of their eyes.
Grim, your dad is way off.
Because there aren't enough of us to show them that we too can be just as American.
Grim, your data is way off. You need to post a link to your data that actually confirms what you're saying. Because my high school, and I'm white, supposedly white, my high school is 60% Asian. Majority Indian, tons of South Koreans, few Chinese, but mostly Indian. The Indians have invaded America for 40, 50 years now to a very high degree. And again, it's only because there's 1.3 billion of them. And with China too, there's 1.3 billion people in China. If you wonder why there's so many engineers, it's because of the law of large numbers, and there are so many Indians and so many Chinese. That's why you have so many engineers that come from those countries. I rest my case.
There are only 6 million South Asians in America.
You wouldn't judge high schools by the amount of Asians. High schools only. We're talking about roads.
Yo, Grim.
There's actually a lot more than that. It's just misidentified.
Grim, are you talking about the overt racism?
No, because the bro was talking about, my high school has got more Asians than fucking Pakistanis. All right, it's the Indians. Are the Indians?
I'm talking about the whole range of racism.
Are you specifically talking about like East Asians when you say like Asian American empowerment, or does that apply all over the board?
No, it doesn't apply. So I have what I call the Asian test. It's very simple. If you look like you could be on the receiving end of like that crude Asian joke or humor that I kind of mentioned about pulling eyes and making fun of the way Chinese people sound.
He said no. He said
Or saying Ching Chong, you know, all of that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
So there are 15 million Asians and 6 million Indians. 6 million South Asians, which include Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, countries like that. 6 million of those.
Night King, would you make fun of these Chinese people with your nigger chicken loving lips?
No, I wouldn't, you fucking gook, fucking Italian drag queen looking dumb bitch. So him, like Pepe here is like a narcissist, fake Italian, fake Mexican, fake Chinese person sometimes too. I just gave you a new character. Take it. I actually grew up in a community next to Asians and stuff like that. So there's a predominantly like Hmong population, or just like our Asian community where I'm at.
No, but he's asking where this.
Shut up, my answer. Shut up.
15 million out of 45 million blacks,
Anyway, that's
65 million Hispanics,
those were not
and
7,000.
200
Nobody
million
had
whites.
7,000 calories. Are you kidding me?
Any questions asked today? God.
I can see like how they're scattered amongst like the population, right? And so
Before, it's the ideology based on Kitover says lying.
right? I actually
There is a
talking about.
I'm always
You
interested
actually
because
specify like, you know, East Asians and stuff
In the
like that.
phenotypical sense, yes.
Yeah.
On surface appearance.
and that's just because
So that disqualifies
other
Indians,
things too.
disqualifies
I would try
Japanese.
Yeah, they have their own percentage, which is
Chicago,
we're free to move again.
So I thought you were tonight.
Chicago.
I'm John Kitover. Let me tell you about Chicago. I grew up next to Laotians and Hmongs and Koreans and all that kind of stuff.
That's
And I'm
one
an
final
Asian
question
arts
before I let you go.
practitioner.
We've talked about it time and time again about Chicago Airport, the team takeovers. Chicago, we're free to move again. Let this beat loosen you up.
Step it out. I'm going to ignore you. So what I'm saying is, I learned like a long time ago, like as a little kid, like to have like a lot of respect for, you know, different communities and stuff like that. And I actually had a lot of Asian friends. So the people that you're talking about that made fun of them and shit like that, I used to beat they ass. I used to kick they fucking ass. We used to kill them on the playground. Not literally, but like beat they fucking ass.
I get it. No, I get it. I get it. No, it's cool.
But you know, Grim, what you're talking about is more like Grim.
Always be ready to survive.
Stereotypes.
This is your
You know what I
moment
mean?
to
And
grab
you
free
could lump it in
necklaces.
there with racism,
Tap here
but
now.
that's stereotype,
Answer 2
you know,
quick
like,
questions,
yeah,
and we'll send extra
yeah,
cash.
like black people are like this, you know, that's just stereotypes. I would say the racism that you find, I would say don't try and fight racism. Like, yeah, you can, but I would spend more time like.
Oh, I just asked because Indians see.
Hold on. I would more so try and fight the covert, subtle racism that you can find in Asian communities against other people. So I know for a fact that your parents, they're like, don't bring a black person.
He said he beats them up.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that. Give me a second. So I know that your parents and whatnot, they have subtle racism towards black people and people of different races. Don't bring a black person to this house. Don't date a black person. You know, but doesn't that go on?
yes, you're right. I think generally, but my parents are pretty cool, so
And
they
so
weren't
that's
like that.
actually like detrimental racism.
No. He's from a good place. But
All right,
Hold on.
Nike is not from a good place. He's a Sikh.
All right, I don't think he's gonna.
Who's a Sikh?
I think I need to remove him because.
No, stop. Sorry, you like to seek. Sorry, like you like to seek. Sorry.
You know what? I need to set a standard for a certain level of English proficiency. Purple, you're blurting out too much. Hey, I want to say something to rest my case while I have you guys here.
Why, Grim? Are you a Sikh by any chance? Not that hate.
I'm not.
Not that hate. Not that hate.
Look up the Sikhs, yeah,
So-
like
so-
hit him from
Look, I got. Okay. Okay. So this is actually I wish Pepe could hear me. This is more for him, I think, than anyone. So I came to America when I was 4 in 1994, and I'm so thankful that I feel so lucky and fortunate that I got to grow up here in America because I grew up in this great environment of such freedom. I've become the kind of person that I have, outspoken, bold, brave, and free thinking. Had I grown up? What is that the right? Had I lived in Korea all my life, I'm definitely sure that I wouldn't have turned out the way that I did. I would have been just another Korean guy among the crowd, nameless, just another nobody. But here, I was able to develop this personality and attitude that's larger than life, and it's thanks to America, growing up here. So my point is that I developed this way because I grew up here, and I'm Asian. So it's possible for more Asians to also be like me. So the point is that the biggest reason why, the biggest thing you'll get out of growing up in America is being as free of a human being that any society the world has seen yet could offer.
And that's because of the law. There's only one thing that gives us that joy. It's the law. And when you break the law, you have to suffer the consequences. But in this country, there are no consequences for breaking the law anymore. You're released on an ankle monitor, and then you go commit the crime again on the train. And you go light some girl on fire, slice her throat, or you kidnap some white kid and abuse him in your house for weeks on end. There's no consequences in this country. It's because of woke Democrat judges. I rest my case.
Please, one more thing, because I think Pepe wants to say something. One more thing, just last follow-up comment there is, for all those who were born and raised here or born here, well, lucky for you. You consider yourself lucky as hell. And for all of us, the rest of us who claw our way to, start a new life in America, good on you. If you
Peter, your religion. Peter, your religion in life. Peter, your religion.
Okay, once we're all here, native born or immigrant, it's go time. It's competition. So the last words I would say is let the best man win.
I'd say this, and there's a bunch of things. So I think even when it's mostly white people, we still make racist jokes. Like, you see how I was talking, I mean, Knight knows me, knows I'm playing, I don't talk to him like that in a serious manner, but like we all do kind of make fun of each other. That is like what men have always done. We make like race jokes towards each other, and that includes accents, and we just make fun of each other. It's like, I think, kind of normal, and whites do it amongst each other in terms of, whatever sub-ethnicity they are of European descent. And I would say it's kind of interesting because, like, I went to a Catholic school. Now my elementary Catholic school, that was one of the churches that had a Korean mass. It had masses in Korean, and so we had Korean nuns and stuff. You had a few Korean kids, but I mean, my experience is, you said you're of Korean descent. Is Koreans are perhaps the most westernized in a weird way than all of the other Asians, and for whatever reason, they don't see. You have little Korean towns, but it's like who hangs out there? It's like the old ladies and the old men from the old country, and that's like really all you see. The kids are the first generation are almost completely assimilated. Unlike where it can be a little bit different with the Chinese. Some of them do assimilate, but I would say often they're far more likely to remain in their little ethnic enclaves. And you would kind of see it. You saw it for a generation or two when it came to even the Vietnamese and Laotians and Cambodians and stuff, but. Yeah, it's weird. I don't really. Do you live in a place where there's even a Korean community? Or are you just one of the Koreans that, like the few that's sprinkled in amongst a bunch of other people?
Someone way earlier asked me, where in California am I from? I grew up in Santa Cruz as a kid, and then starting in middle school. Sorry for huffing and puffing. I'm almost done with my workout. I moved to Monterey and did middle and high school there. But I'm over here in New York now. But anyway, where I grew up in Santa Cruz, Monterey area, they were nice areas. And
no, I've been there. I've been to them. Yeah.
But yeah, there were Korean.
I knew you were Northern Cali. I knew it. Would have bet my bank account on it.
But I mean, I'm just curious though. So you didn't pick up like the whites and Mexicans making fun of each other quite a bit?
No. That didn't happen so much in the schools I went to. I grew up. I lived in a small town next to Monterey called Pacific Grove. Maybe.
Holy shit! Really?
Some of you guys may have heard of
my brother and my brother, his wife and niece. That is so crazy you brought it up.
It's a
he's not
very
gonna
nice
say that,
area.
is he? Yeah, so they live in Pacific Grove.
Yeah, more people will know about Pebble Beach, which is next to that too.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I had a pretty good. See, what I tell people is I only really started to face way more racism. In fact, almost like, well, I mean, I did get little pokes and prods when I was growing up as a kid, but barely anything compared to once I became an adult. Because, people aren't going to really pick on kids in a racist way. But once you're all grown up, you'll face more of it. And also, there are softer ways that I'm affected, like dating, Try being an Asian guy on a dating app. You won't fare very well.
Can I ask a question if you don't mind answering? How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
5'6". All right. Well, I mean,
I'm 5'6" and a half, but of course I'll round down.
But I would say that with Asians, I think that the biggest problem with them is that women in the West have like Western standards for like height and that kind of shit. Whereas, obviously the Asians are on average, a few inches shorter than us. And so, yeah, Koreans are kind of an exception. They tend to be a little bit taller.
Yeah, I take after my mom. My mom's short.
But I mean, if you compare, like I can only imagine if I moved to like American Samoa and trying to date there, all of it would be like, first of all, I'd have to find women that are taller than me, And it'd probably be rough.
Oh man, you're a handsome gentleman, man. Go downtown to Soho. You know what I mean? Get you a bag of cocaine. Get you a section. Oh God, to you.
Man, cocaine in a section is nuts. Why are you telling them that, Bello?
You said that you're from Monterey and all that. That changes the game for me. Dude, honestly, were there any black people near you when you were growing up? Like what percent of your?
No, not in my school. But then you go to the next city over, and it's Seaside, and then you'll have
Seaside, get it in.
Yeah, but then also just culturally speaking, from what I know about that area around San Francisco, from a perspective of like the American dream and education, it is probably one of like top 2 or 3 most competitive areas in the country for that kind of stuff. So I'm starting to kind of follow just geographically and culturally, like what part of California you're from, and kind of some of the stuff you're saying and why it's making more sense to me personally.
And not bragging at all. It's like one of the best areas in California.
I'm aware. I went to University of Chicago, and we had a lot of kids. I hired a lot of kids from there actually. So one other thing though, man, that you're kind of saying, like you're giving your vision of like, you know, this room, your YouTube channel, this and that. And I don't want to correct you because I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong.
I've heard it all, so go ahead.
Yeah, but there's some big factors that you're kind of missing, because to me, the way I'm framing what you're saying is, I think that you're not content with the power dynamics and the influence dynamics of Asian American men in this country.
No, actually, I said it earlier. It's not even that. I'm not disgruntled by the low representation of Asians in powerful positions. It's about the racism that Asians get, and I thought a solution to that, one of the solutions is to have more Asians in powerful positions.
Sure, but look, black people, we get racism. Hispanic people get racism. What's so special about you? I'm confused.
Because the way we get made fun of, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I've as far back as I can remember, I always detested it, and I always was so enraged by it. It's going to be part of my material, part of my content. That was my natural reaction. Therefore, I believe that is the correct reaction to have.
I mean, respectfully, I feel like to experience racism is to be American or to be foreign or to be not of the original people. It's not exclusive to you. And I don't want to be insensitive, but it just sounds like you're maybe hypersensitive, or you're trying to launch more of a public campaign on how it feels, which I can understand that. But
let me make one little distinction. So for black Americans, they get made fun of, by being called the N-word and being called like, slummy and things like that. But it's all in the context of being in America. They don't. Whereas Asian people, they get made fun of for how Asians are in Asia. You see the distinction? African American,
No, that's not true.
Black American people. But generally though, what I from my life experience.
Africans, I call them Africans.
Okay, but you see what I mean though. You understood what I meant. I've hardly seen any Black Americans get made fun of saying like, oh, look at Lily, you're like Kalahari Bushman, click clack language.
Really? No, that's because you're not in that club.
I called an African booty scratcher when I was a kid.
Yeah, so like the Black Americans will make fun of the Africans, and us white people will make fun of Black people, and we will compare them to Africans and monkeys and apes. And what I think is kind of different about the Asian racism is, at the end of the day, white people have a respect for Asians because they're hardworking, they tend to be intelligent, and there's no real bad quality.
And not only you fuck them the most when you're there out.
When it comes to Black people, we criticize, and we do it in both the maybe like friendly ways.
So
Shut the
for
fuck up, bitch.
Black Americans, they get made fun of. She hasn't spoken at all.
Let me finish my point. She's trying to talk all the time.
It's like a narcissist.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish my fucking point. But when it comes to Black people, it can be like us just kind of making fun of something like, oh, they like chicken, nothing too bad. But then it can go in straight into us. Shut up, you dumb bitch.
You're not right. Stop coping.
Alright, let me finish my fucking point, bitch. God damn.
Bitch, you're
We don't care.
blacker
You're a
than me.
fucking
You're
butt.
blacker than me.
You shut your black ass
You're
up.
a fucking
Come on,
butt.
guys.
Bro, he's the
Whether you
money.
agree or not,
But can he land the...
okay, let's let him. Right, let's let him finish, and then Bell can
Cause he clapping his dick suckers like a little bitch.
Yeah. Go ahead and get those black booty cheeks pounded.
Shut the fuck up, bro. You're a fucking tapeworm.
Just let him land, and y'all, and we gonna
I got this shit smacked out of him, bro. You can finish, but just hurry up. We don't.
Okay, zip it, chimp. Now, all I'm trying to say is, but we'll use the most belittling and like dehumanizing language to them, and then like when we end up doing it to black people, though, we can point out to how black people are doing all over the world. We literally compare them to monkeys and say how they're fucking stupid and they're born lesser than. Like, that is the difference, I think, between the racism blacks get and Asians get. Asians, we compare you to people from East Asia and go ching chong ha ha ha, like that kind of stuff. I get it. It's annoying, but it's.
But what he's saying is that the race.
All right, can I go now? Because I've been listening for a while, and I've been patiently waiting.
Go ahead, Queen.
Thank you. I've been listening for a while, and Grim, we absolutely do not need to change the aesthetic of America to look like you. That would be very depressing. I don't want to walk past men who are 5'4".
Oh, man. Well, thanks for confirming the room and our theory about black supremacy. Thank you very much, Val.
I'm not around the kids no more.
You see the triggers. You see how triggered.
Let that black queen speak. Let
All
her
right, can I finish speaking to Grim?
Yeah, let her have her say.
Okay, Grim. So absolutely not. I think you guys deserve your own enclave so that you guys can be our worker class. I do believe that you are a worker class that we need.
You hear this
You're
shit?
already doing better than whites. What are you talking about?
I know that,
Largely
but
part
they
of the
have to
professional
work.
You don't
class.
want to take it. You should get your own enclave and be a worker
They
class.
have to work to do that, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them spending the best years of their life slaving for the American system. Pepe,
Did you miss the?
what do you want? Go ahead. Did I miss what?
Did you miss the part when I said that because I grew up here for the majority of my life since I was 4 years old, I developed the personality that I have, the attitude that I have, the ambition, the worldview that I have, and had I grown up in Korea, I would definitely not have been the same person.
I mean, you probably would have been a fried chicken. You probably would have been a half African American, half Korean mutt baby from the wars. It's a lot of different realities you could have landed in. We know that a lot of your Southern Korean women are easy licks, and unfortunately, a lot of Black American men have population over there. So I mean, I guess you missed that by a little bit of a slim shot. But Grim, I'm just from listening to you for the last hour, and I've been very patient. We absolutely don't need you here. I heard you try to pronounce a couple words and you couldn't really do it. It's really embarrassing because I heard you in another room talking about the Black American accent.
No. Okay, my response to you, look, this is my response. It's real quick and simple. Is go ahead and try and stop us.
You gotta stop yourself. You're Korean. You're Korean. Chinese people don't like you like that.
Come on.
Like you're coping. Chinese people don't even see you as an equal. You're coping right now.
Wait, who's next? Because I want to get in here.
You are the lesser class of. Excuse me, can I finish? You are the lesser class of Asians. Like Chinese people do not look at you as
They're the
equal.
higher class of Asians.
And the fact that
they look down, they're known for looking down on the Chinese.
Why
the only
are
people
we
who look down
listening
on
to
them
this mixed
are the
race?
fucking Japanese.
Why are we listening to this mixed race?
Hold on. I got you, man.
It's a mixed race.
I got you. This one. Okay, so Vil, they are one of the higher echelon of Asians. He's from the Samsung culture, right? The Sony culture, right? The music, the K-pop, BTS culture, right? And so, hold on. Because a lot of them over there own the masters of the people that you grew up listening to. One being Michael Jackson, right? Not
They
directly
still have
to
our
Michael.
music.
Of course. But they got it. No matter how they got it, they got it.
They stole smell like fried chicken.
I want to. All right, here.
Cool.
Okay.
I just wanted to lay it out on the line right here where y'all sit.
That was a nice cold
Asian.
It's harsh.
Yeah. No, she's just a black American woman. She's regular. All I'm saying is, hold on. All I'm saying is, where they sit though, far as like the hierarchy of Asians, would be more closer to the top than the bottom. Especially him. You're South Korean, right?
They're at the top with the Japanese.
Hold on. We gotta get specifications. Grim, you're from a South Korean culture, right?
I'll tell you like this.
He wouldn't be North Korean. Hello.
I didn't come from the country you can't leave from.
So hold on.
I didn't come from the country you can't leave from.
Hold on. Wait, who came from where? My Hapkido teacher and my Taekwondo teacher was also from that. So you're actually in the more middle line. Shit, man, you damn near.
Wait, so Night King, are you foreign? Wait, Night King, are you foreign born? Wait, are you a foreigner, Night King? Because he said.
No, I am.
Let's not forget what Val said here, which was incredibly racist. She said she wants you South Koreans to live in an enclave and to be the worker class. She doesn't like you, and she wants you to serve her, and you have to live separately. She believes in Jim Crow laws and slavery servitude to serve her. You heard it, I heard it, and I didn't know black supremacy was a thing.
Those Thai lady boys look better than black women, though. That's the problem.
Let me tell you historical context.
That just speaking fire shit on my head. Now I.
I got you. I'm gonna pass it right back. This man just said lady boys are more attractive than women.
Thai lady boys are more attractive than black women.
You're still a shitter leg. You not know what that is?
Just chill.
Black women are built like linebackers. I don't need to be attracted to them.
Yeah, we're solid than you, Pep.
Come on, y'all.
White boys are frail. That's why you don't get picked for sport.
I got my final response. To
Did you know that Grim is 5'4"?
Hold on,
He's 5'4". You're the
before the misogyny laws ended and shit like that, we actually were closer in culture, working together, right? Fighting together when it come to wars and all sorts of other shit. So that's why you can see what you mentioned, right, with the fried chicken recipe and all that shit. That shit was more than just.
Yeah, Black Americans still going over there.
Yeah, but in World War II, they didn't. In World War II, they didn't allow blacks to go to the front line and fight with the whites because the biggest fear. No, but this is why we know. And the reason why is because
We got a lot of confused men.
the reason why is because they were afraid that the white people, the white troops would end up shooting the blacks. That's actual fact.
History that you would have never.
Yeah, but we know this. It's well admitted.
You don't know it. You had to learn.
It's literally, it's been fucking proven. What the fuck are you talking about? It's part of our history.
It's part of our history.
They never let black troops fight on the front line with white troops. The only black troops that could fight on the front line were by themselves. They were never allowed to go with white
I'm
troops.
saying he's the epitome of a tether.
Oh, by the way, they did. By the way, yeah, but when it comes to Hispanics, Native Americans, and Asians, they fought on the first lines with whites.
And who did you fight with? Cause your ass ain't you
know, we're talking about the history of the United States when it came to he's trying to say like because like we didn't always fight together. I mean, let's just be real.
Aren't you from Corsica?
No, I was born here.
Stop lying, nigga. You said you was
It was a troll.
Nah, nigga.
No, it's not a troll. He's actually from there. We know Pepe.
No, I know
you was
Pepe.
born in Corsica. Why are you lying?
I know.
I was literally born here.
People don't remember.
I don't even speak French. Like, what the fuck?
You're from Corsica, my dude.
Corsica can speak French.
Stop your fucking lies.
Hold on. Let Grim be because he did have a word.
This ain't true.
You like a light-skinned fucking woman with a tight haircut. What are you talking about?
I got this great speech I kind of put together in my mind. I don't know if it'll come out right, but if you'll allow me, maybe it'll be a few minutes. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing I would say to you, Bill, is we're not going to stop coming. We're going to keep trying to come. And for you
Pepe's about to have a whole lot of lady boys coming.
Great again. Deport.
all right, so
Deport them out.
Keep on coming. Keep on coming.
For you to tell
Lady
me
boys coming for your whole ass.
for you to tell me that me and my people should stop coming here and should go back, that actually causes the opposite of what you want. You know, by hearing that, I want to defy you even more. And let's see. Let me say one more thing. You know, I don't know how much you know about Korean history, but we are a proud people with a long, noble history, a history filled with royalty, nobility, kingdoms, kings,
You ain't
emperors.
come from none of that though.
And fast forward to, I'm full-blooded Korean.
That's
Yeah, but bitch, you came from a bunch of nappy-headed ancestors that were literally chucking spears and so many own fucking people. That's what the fuck you were. That's the kind of royalty you come from, so shut the fuck up. You fucking nappy-headed half-chip, fucking hybrid, shut the fuck up.
I know young people get it back, ain't you, Pepe? You trying to get it back.
I know.
I know young people
Trying to get it back.
Oh yeah,